Every woman wants Italian. Sunglasses, jeans, shoes, bags, men. Most of all, food. Here's how to make a fresh, delicious, healthy pasta sauce for the lady in your life in less than 5 minutes. I'm using vine-ripened tomatoes. You could also use Jersey tomatoes or plum tomatoes. After washing them, you simply cut them into quarters. This part right here you're going to want to cut off. The tomatoes are in the blender. I almost forgot, we're going to add some salt. You can put black pepper, etc. in if you like. Just a little bit of salt. And I'm ready to turn it on. Using my Blendtec blender, which is a very powerful blender, I just need to push pulse a couple times to coarsely chop my tomatoes. So, one more. That's good enough. And now we are ready to go over to the stove. So over here at the stove, I have 2 pots on different flames. The first pot is the pot I'm going to use to make our sauce in. It's on a very, very low flame. This is important because you're going to be doing a couple things at once, and it's important for the oil that you're using not to get too hot so it won't burn the garlic. We're also using a second pot which is used to cook our pasta. So first we'll start with the sauce. To this pot I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons by eye of olive oil. I'm using extra virgin. It depends on how many tomatoes you've used on how much olive oil you're going to want to use. So I'm just going to give it a liberal coating, about 3 tablespoons. And to this, as it's heating up, I'm going to take my indispensable garlic crusher and add a few cloves of garlic. I'm going to use about a handful. I buy the kind that's in a little container. It's already peeled. Makes life a lot easier when you're trying to cook. So let's see, just put that there. And just crush the garlic right into the oil. And you have to work fast because, like I mentioned, the garlic burns very quickly, and you do not want to do this because if you do this, you're going to have to start over. You can't get rid of a burnt garlic taste. Okay, so just crush this into the oil. I'm going to probably use about 5 or 6 cloves because I like garlic. If that's too much for you, feel free to use whatever you like. Okay, let's get all the pieces out. Obviously, I washed my hands. That looks good. Now I'm going to take some kosher salt and sprinkle some of that in. I don't have any health problems preventing me from eating salt, so I use what I like. I'm going to use crushed red pepper flakes. Shake them in there because I like things hot. And then a little bit of black pepper. Okay, so with a little silicone spatula, I'm going to just cook the garlic. So you want to make sure that you keep stirring it to really prevent it from burning. So as the garlic continues to cook, I'll briefly mention about the pasta I'm going to serve with this. So I use Barilla Pasta Plus. I'm using a thin spaghetti tonight. I like Pasta Plus because it tastes like regular spaghetti, but it is multi-grain. It has high protein and omega-3s and 6s. It does not taste like that typical cardboard whole wheat taste. So I really like this, and this is what I'm going to use. So just, the garlic is about done. It really doesn't take that long. I'm making sure to keep an eye on it the whole time. Now, here's your tomatoes into the olive oil and garlic. Give it a nice little stir, and you're going to let this cook. have a can of tomato paste. If you want a thicker sauce, you're going to want to put tomato paste in it. So I'm just letting it heat up. It's going to take about 5 minutes or less. I'm going to use about just a little scoop, half a can. And just make sure to stir it. Oops. Make sure to just stir it in a bit. You can really see the different color the tomato paste adds. It's a much deeper red. So that's how you'll know how well you've mixed it in. And just let that continue to heat up. Our pasta water has boiled, and to that I will now add the spaghetti. I don't want to make the whole box because I know I won't eat it, so I'm trying to cut down on wasting leftovers. About half a box I think is good enough for 2 people. And just let it push it down. One thing I never used to do but I started doing and find incredibly helpful is actually timing it with the timer on my phone. Okay, the pasta's done, so I'm going to obviously shut it off the flame and just drain it.